Hi, welcome back. So in today's video, I have a fun little video. The main course, she tagged me in this sewing edition of This or That. So thank you. And we're just gonna hop right into it. So it's like 4 topics, I think like 20 questions, and let's go. So do I shop new or do I shop my fabric stash? So most of the time I shop my stash, but if I'm not really feeling any inspiration, then I'm like, okay, I need to go shopping. So, or maybe that's just my mind giving me an excuse to shop, but yeah, so most of the time it's my fabric stash. PDFs or paper patterns. So for me, it'll be paper all the way. I'm really not a big fan of, I have to print it out, I have to cut it, paste it together, then cut it again. Then cut out all the pattern pieces again to actually, cut my fabric. So I don't know, for me, I haven't got into it yet, but I think it's probably the wave of the future, right? So cutting versus tracing. Yeah, I just cut. I don't cut through the pattern though. So like if I'm a size that's in the middle, I try to make sure like I cut, follow the lines. So I probably should be tracing, but I just cut it. Muslin, or do I just go for it? For the most part, I just go for it. Here lately, I have been doing muslins here and there, so I do see, they can be an added bonus. But for the most part, I just go for it. But if it's something that I don't want to mess up, like if I have the perfect fabric and pattern, then I'm like, I'm gonna make a muslin. So in-store shopping versus online shopping. It's kind of both. Have all of my answers been I feel all of my answers have been, it's kind of both, it's kind of this. Okay, sorry. We're gonna go with online shopping. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with online shopping. Knits versus wovens. For me, it's wovens all day. Some of them may have a little stretch, so if I want to have that little stretch, I can get it with that. But for the most part, it's wovens. Knits, here lately, they just haven't been working out for me. So tumble dry versus hang to dry. It depends on the type of fabric that it is. So if it's like a silk or something like that, then I'll hang it to dry. But if it's cotton, linen, I'm throwing it in the dryer. So yeah. Rotary cutter versus scissors. So I like to use my scissors. I started out using like a rotary cutter because I thought that's what, you had to do. But yeah, I just like my scissors better. And then I like the one that's, it's flat. So it kind of helps you cut better. So I like those. Do I follow the pattern or do I wing it? I follow the instructions since I'm still learning. Now if I mess up, then I may wing it, but for the most part, I'm following the directions. Bias tape versus facing. So I don't mind doing a facing. I haven't really sewed much with bias tape, maybe 1 or 2 projects, and I didn't really mind it, but most of the things I sew have facing, so I guess I'll go with that. Serge seams versus French seams. So for me, give me the serge seams all day. I just started learning my serger, and now you're talking about French seams. But I did do French seams on like the sleeve of the dress that I made last time. Yeah, most recently, I guess. But for the most part, yeah, I'll just serge it. French seams, I'm still learning, and I'm scared that I'm gonna, like sew too much and then not have enough for me to fit it. So I still need to practice some more with that. Button fly or zip fly. So I've never done the button fly, but I do the zip fly, and I'm still working on that too, but give me a zip. Button by hand or the sewing machine. So I like to put my button on by hand. I've never done it on the machine. In my mind, don't know where I got this from, but I just have this thing that the needle is going to hit the button, then the button is going to pop me in the eye, and I don't know. I'm not sure where I got that from, but yeah, that's just what I think. So I'll just stick to the hand. Fusible versus sew-on interfacing. So I've only used fusible interfacing. Don't think I would really like to sew it on. Do I snip as I go or all at once? So I snip as I go. The little threads and stuff, it's gonna drive me crazy, so I have to kind of like clean it up. Press as I go or all at once. So maybe I'm being too literal with this one, but I think I press as I go, but I try to, you know, sew as much as I can, and then I'll press as many seams as I can. So late night or daytime sewing. So I like all night sewing, or all day. I mean, like all day sewing, because once I get off work, I really don't feel like sewing. So I kind of sew like on the weekends, but I like to do it like all day Saturday, just have a day to myself. That's neither one of these, is it? Okay, I guess I'll go with daytime. Slow and steady or frantic sewing. Here lately, I've been slow and steady. You know, I've just been like, if I don't complete it by the time I said, that's okay. I'm just gonna, you know, take my time. But now I kind of have a good, I guess, guide to where I know like, okay, you can complete 5 steps in like an hour. So, you know, it's gonna take you like 7 hours to do this one thing, you know? Tidy as you go or one big cleaning session. So for me, I like to have a big cleaning session after every project. I can't tidy as I go. Like, yeah, the sewing room looks a complete mess when I'm working on something. So, yeah. So yeah, again, thank you Main Course for tagging me. Thank you Curated Curvy for starting it, because I found some other sewing channels to watch too. So you guys make sure you put in this or that sewing edition and search it on YouTube so you can find some new people too. So let me know your answers in the comments. How do you like to sew, you know, so I can find out more about you. And thank you for spending some time with me today. Be blessed.